Okay, so I'm trying to pick out which headlight ballast that I'm going to need for this vehicle, and I'm not sure based on the two options that I'm given here. It's either the one on the top or the second one down, which is listed as, for the first one, D2S or else D1S. So I am not 100% sure, so I'm going to try to find out which one I have. So with a mirror, I'm trying to look and see, but I cannot get enough, basically, detail, let's call it, to try to find out. Now you can sort of see there's a water droplet right there in the corner. That's part of the reason why I'm looking to replace these, or at least start to try to price them out, but it's hard to tell what I got because I can't get on the face of it. Now if I take the Borescope and try to look, oh, I gotta go the other way. Okay, so you can see the caution sticker, and there we get a D2S, D2R that we can pull up with the camera when we go down and basically curl it up with the articulation feature that this gives me. So with that, I don't have to remove the whole complete bumper and headlight and everything just to get to the bottom of the module to read the number or the type that we have here installed in the car. Hey guys, welcome back to D-Tech. Clearly you just saw me trying to identify a module that otherwise, without the camera that I was using, you'd have to remove the bumper and headlight assembly just to get access to get a good view at the module labeling. That way we can pick the correct one to order. The camera that I was using was this one that was sent to me by Kaiweets. I've had it for 2 months now. I've been making sure that I've been using it to good full extent. That way I can bring you guys a good review instead of just making a video without knowing how the tool operates, works, or how useful it is in everyday shop use. So for beginners, this is how it would come to you in a box, and then it is in a carrying case, which is nice to have. That way you can protect it and keep it safe at all times. You've got your little manual and a charge cable that it comes with. It is a USB-C, so that's nice and convenient. And then it has these little adapters that screw on to the end of the camera, and one of them is a hook, another one is a angled mirror, and the last one is a magnetic tip. So not only can you use the camera to go into places that would be difficult, you can add those attachments to give you a helping hand or a different view, or pick something up where you normally would not be able to get a pick or something else. And so what you get is this unit here. We can power it up, press and hold the power button, and let it load up. So again, I've been using it, and I've got some wear marks on it from, again, extensive use. So your new one won't have that, but let me explain some of the settings. Now, it's no secret that one of the biggest features with this tool that one would want to get it for is the articulating camera right here on the end. Now, there's some out in the market that also do it, but this one, again, is one that is a actual true 180 degree. I had a snap-on, the first one they came out articulating, and it was not true 180, even though it stated that it was. It would have been about that far, For the price that one was, I sent it back because I was not happy with that tool, being that it could not articulate all the way. And then also you can see right there that it has its own light. So when you stick it down the bore or somewhere, it is going to light up the area that you're in. If you look here, that light button, it's got different settings. You can turn it off, and then it's bright, and then each stage dims it down. And if we go through here, as you can tell, I am upside down. All you have to do is hit this button, and this will rotate the camera. This one right here will do a zoom, as you can see. That's the light button we talked about. And this right here, I'm not exactly sure what the M stands for, but I call it kind of mode. So if you see that, that's the camera mode. You can do video, which you can record with audio if you choose to or not. And then on this one is going to be the menu where you scroll through the still pictures that you take. So this, with the red button, will take pictures or record. So if we scroll, that is a shot of a camshaft lobe, which I'll explain. Another one, a random shot. And this one right here is actually a BMW manual transmission shift rod seal. The customer came in and was complaining about transmission leaking fluid, didn't know from where, and I was able to find the source with this picture, and it actually helped me sell the job. And I'll get you a shot of how difficult it is to view this seal once the components are removed. Next was I needed to get a shot of a picture of the label for the engine computer on an Alpha that I'm actually working on a video putting together. One that the customer actually requested some kind of a small tune work with it. So be on the lookout for that video. But that computer is buried in the engine bay, and the angle that it's in, it's hard to get any view of the labeling. And so this camera let me get a good shot of that. Next, this picture right here. The customers complained about a coolant leak that about a month or so, the coolant light would come on, and it started to get progressively worse. And he did not know where it was coming from. I actually had looked at it one time initially. I could not find any leaks. Thought maybe the coolant level had just got low, but he came back about a month or two later, again with low coolant. And if you see that coolant drip there, I was finally able to find the source. And funny enough, it is for this vehicle here that is leaking from this coolant housing assembly that it is buried, and it's leaking from this area here, and then it just goes down. If you guys have ever done this job, it is horrible. It is terrible to access. It is in the back of the engine. That's the top diaphragm portion, and it bolts up to right here at the back. But you have all that covers it from the top. From the bottom, you cannot see it because of the catalytic converter, and it was just almost impossible. But I was not going to let it go a second time by telling him I could not see anything leaking. But that camera gave me full access to finally pinpoint the leak, and again help me sell the job. This here is a shot of a GM LS camshaft where we needed to decide and see if we had to replace the camshaft or not due to failed lifter bearing on the in the engine. With this camera, again, down the bore, gave us a clear shot of whether we needed to get a camshaft or not, and obviously it's proof so you can show your customer in order to let them know what else they'll need when performing this lifter replacement job. And now that we are back to the camera mode, as you can see, we're articulating. We go to this settings menu, and so that'll bring us into this menu, let's call it, where you can make some adjustments or changes with your settings, with your video resolution. You can change that. Again, the same with picture. You can change that. Here is where you can have audio or not when doing the video, language, date, time. You can set auto power off, which is convenient. You can adjust your screen. There's your memory. And then if you need to format and reset, and then what version you currently have on it. And if we back out of that, we're back to the camera. I just wanted to show you quickly. If we go, so there's video, and this is the pictures that you save. When you're in the pictures here that you save, if you hit this settings or menu one, it now brings you to a different screen where you can choose to delete the pictures there. So that is where you have access to clear some of the memory or get rid of pictures you don't want. So we are in video mode. Let's see. We hit the red button, and you can tell we are recording because it's got a counter. And let's go to 10 seconds, and then we'll hit the stop. There we go. Let's go ahead and find that. I think it's this one. Yeah, so there's the red. Let's hit maybe okay. We hit the red button, and you can tell we are recording because it's got a counter. And let's go to 10 seconds, and then we'll hit. There you go. Now, that would be useful also, again, if you want to transfer that onto a computer or email it for a customer. Not only can you record what you're looking at, you can also speak and explain as what you are looking at. That way you can let the customer know and get a better idea. Now that is very nice and convenient. Now, to be 100% transparent with you guys, again, I'm bringing this to you guys after 2 months worth of use, being in a full operating shop where a camera could be needed or should be used or helps you get out of a jam. I do have other cameras. These I've gotten prior to this, but I have not touched any of these ever since I've got this one. The fact that, first of all, number one, it is articulating. So that is very, very helpful when looking in tight places and you need to get around certain areas. The other factor, this one here, it is extremely expensive. It does not articulate, and it's, I'll call it a little bit annoying to break out, attach, put together, and start to use it, and then the screen is not the greatest. So I have not picked this one up in at least the 2 months or prior to that. This one, it is an articulating one, but this one also is a little bit of a pain. You have to attach it to a laptop or possibly a phone. And then to get it to articulate, you have to press this, but then it'll let go. You have to then try to screw it down in order to hold the position, and it's just not as easy or convenient. This one, the thing that makes it an easy grab, everyday type of use, is it is all one unit. It's a handheld, all with the screen, one quick power button, and you're ready to go. There's no break it out, connected, power, get it going. There's no find a phone or laptop, tablet, and so on and so forth. This is why this has some bumps and bruises, because it's been my go-to, and I've been using it anytime that I need to get access to tight places that otherwise I would not be able to. So because of that, these guys have been collecting dust, and this is why I decided to wait so long to make a video, because this is the truth. This is the only one I've been using, and I am pleased and happy with it. And that's why I'm bringing this video out to you guys, to let you guys consider this Kaiweets camera Borescope articulating model and the price. That is going to be the kicker of it all. It is a fraction of what that is, and cheaper than what that one is. And it's a better, more convenient. It holds the articulation. There's no special locking functions or anything. It does it on its own, and it's all one unit with the screen. So for the price and better performing, you cannot go wrong with this Borescope camera.